Hey peeps, we are back. We're talking The Real Housewives of Orange County, Season 17, Episode 2. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. Hey peeps, I'm back from vacation and I just watched the second episode of The Real Housewives of Orange County. This review might be a little bit different because I'm behind on watching all of the shows that I missed when I was on vacation and I don't have a lot of time to put into editing. Once I finish with this, I need to watch The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and then I'll watch the third episode of The Real Housewives of the OC. So this episode starts out with Emily, Jen, and Gina meeting up for drinks and dinner. And we find out that Gina has stopped drinking, which is a plus. However, she says that she does still partake in a little weed from time to time. And I said, well, it's a good thing that Margaret isn't on here, or she would definitely be a disheveled drug addict. So they're very interested in Jen and her family dynamic and her divorce. I personally would not trust Emily or Gina with any of my personal information. Emily is a pot stirrer. She likes to start up a lot of drama, and Gina definitely loves to be the bone collector of this show. The two of them together is just too much in my opinion. So Jen lets us know that her husband recently apologized to her, well, her ex-husband recently apologized to her regarding their divorce. He told her that it's not all her fault. She says that she felt alone in her marriage, and she thinks that that's why she fostered so many children and she fosters animals, because she was looking for the love that she wasn't getting within her marriage. And she goes on to say that she did not have sex with her new man, Ryan, or even hold hands with him until after she was divorced or legally separated, something like that. I don't buy it, but at the same time, what I didn't really like is Gina jumps in and she says, oh, well, I don't buy it. I heard that you were having an affair on your husband. Why is that your business? Why is that your business? Then she says that it's true. She didn't have the sex with him while they were together. And Gina says, well, that's not an affair. Now, come on. Now, listen, I am not a married woman. I am not. However, if I was a married woman and my husband was out here in these streets having any kind of relationship with another woman, that's an affair. I don't care if it's an emotional affair, which, by the way, I think an emotional affair would rip me to shreds more than just a little one-night stand situation. But either way, an affair is an affair. You sending text messages, y'all high-fiving from across the room, I don't give a damn. That's an affair to me. Gina seemed to come off with her as if she wasn't judging, but she was really judging. And then she makes this comment in the confessional that, it's an affair. Well, here's the thing. Gina, no ma'am. You are not about to use Jen and her relationship affair for your storyline this season. It seems to me that she's setting up the story that she was cheated on and now she is emotionally distraught. It is bringing up all of this pain that she had with her husband cheating. I feel like she's setting up a storyline. No ma'am, this is not about you. This is about Jen and her family. I'm just saying. Honey, then we get a little bit of Heather. She's at her house packing up for the kids in their tiny dorm room. This woman has pallets upon pallets. She has gotten real absolutely psycho about packing up this stuff for these kids. Now listen, I get it. I'm here for it. If you have the money and you can do it, get it. Because let me tell you, I got everything that I could possibly think that my son needed for his dorm room. However, those rooms are real tiny. You can't get all that stuff in there. And not only that, those kids will probably never even use all the things that Heather got them. I appreciate it. Heather is a real good mom, but this is a lot of stuff. This is ridiculous. And not only that, the stuff that she was packing up, ma'am, they're going to be in New York. You could have just went to New York and purchased these things. You know what I mean? All this stuff being packed to ship. I don't know. Makes no sense. Maybe she's going to put it on their private jet and, take it to them. I don't know. Anyway, we see Shannon and Tamra going to meet up, and they both call Heather. I said, well, this is cute. They both called Heather. They're a little nervous. You know, Shannon sees it one way, Tamra sees it the other, and both of them think that they're right. No one is truly willing to sit down, talk it out, and decide to move forward legitimately. No, they want to be right. One thing I can say for sure, Tamra and Shannon, they miss each other. They're both hurt because the friendship is not working out. If they would just sit down and say that, at least, they could probably move forward in their friendship. Now, we do know that their friendship has moved forward. They're still friends. They're hanging out current day, but they do sit down and have this lunch. And at the top of the conversation, I was totally team Tamra, because Tamra was being honest at first. She says that, you know, she was there for Shannon, and being there for Shannon can be, you know, exhausting. Now, we remember her last season on there where her and some of the other girls and her and Eddie were talking, and they mentioned that Tamra was getting calls from Shannon 24 hours a day. Calls around the clock, text messages around the clock as Shannon was going through this divorce with David. However, Tamra is stating that when she was trying to be there for Simon when he was diagnosed with cancer and she was getting fired from the show, she was going through a whole lot, that Shannon just ghosted her. So she goes out to social media and she starts trashing Shannon. She says to Shannon, why didn't you reach out to me? Shannon says to her, why didn't you reach out to me? But here's the thing. If you really care about Shannon and she is really your friend and you're upset that she hasn't talked to you, why didn't you just pick up the phone and call Shannon? Why did you have to go out to social media and bash her? And then you expected her to reach out to you to find out why you were on social media bashing her. Listen, I think that both Shannon and Tamra have done wrong in this friendship. I don't think it's an equal friendship on either side, but neither one of them seems to want to stand up and say, hey, this is what I have done to ruin our friendship, and I'm sorry for it. And then they can go ahead and move forward. Instead, Tamra is trying to set up her storyline for this season, in my opinion. Tamra's storyline this season is Shannon is selfish, she only cares about herself, and she's a drunk. Now listen here, Tamra. I think that you might have a little tiny drinking problem yourself. And I do think that Shannon drinks a little too much. Now, in the middle of Shannon trying to defend herself that she does not have a drinking problem, it did not pass me that she flagged down the waitress to order a Belvedere. Okay, we have seen Shannon in the last couple of seasons, and Shannon was drinking heavily. So there is a bit of a drinking issue with Shannon, but I can't call this woman an alcoholic because we don't know her every day. I don't know this woman every day. I just know what's happening when the cameras are on, and when she's filming with the girls, she's drinking quite a bit. But so is Tamra. I'm just saying. I think that one of the reasons that Tamra went to social media to bash Shannon is because Tamra had gotten kicked off the show. She was hurt, she was upset, and she wanted to stay relevant. She wanted to be in everybody's mind and everybody's ideas. She wanted to show to see that she still has some relevancy. So it was okay for her to tear down her friendship with Shannon. That's just my opinion. So instead of them sitting there and having a real grown woman conversation and breaking down the issues of their relationship and figuring out a way to build their relationship back up, they just say, hey, let's just move forward and move on. Let's try to rebuild our friendship. Now, I don't know if editing cut out the good parts. I have no idea, but that makes no sense to me. I immediately said, this is not going to work. You did not get to the root of the problem. You did not agree on going forward how you would handle these type of situations. They never discussed it. And I said, you know what? 2 episodes from now, they'll be arguing, fussing, and fighting. I had no idea that it would be in the same episode. You know what I'm saying? These are grown people and they are behaving like teenagers. Now, honey, listen, we get over to Jen's house and she's having a little taco night. And I thought the taco night was quite funny. I said, ma'am, you've got meat, cheese, and taco shells. Okay. Now, listen, If you add a little sour cream, that could be taco heaven for me. However, other people like a little lettuce. I like a little lettuce too from time to time. People like a little tomato. There's other stuff. Some people like salsa. They like regular sauce. Some people like onions on it. There's stuff. And, you got all these kids. Where are the rest of the toppings? I'm just saying. Anyway, she did say that she did not introduce Ryan to her children until they had dated for a year, which I think is really a good idea. I personally don't agree with bringing people in and out of your children's lives. I think that you really need to know who a person is before you bring them around your children. I also think you need to know if the person is going to be there or if this is just somebody here for a season. Because if you're here just for a season, just for a good time, just for the sex, my kids don't need to know you. They really don't. They don't need to know your name, nothing. I'm just saying. Anyway, I think it would have been a little weird for her to bring him around considering that she was still married. The kids don't need to know or see all that, in my opinion. And she gives us a little background on her son, Dominic, who she adopted. And you know what? I just love it. I really do. She said that he was going back and forth between the foster care system, her house, and his biological mom. And he just fell in love with her. He wanted her to be his mommy, and she wanted to be his mom. And I think they're really cute. They are so happy, and she loves him so much. I am so happy that they found each other. So far, so good. I am liking this Jen. She is bringing something. She's telling us about her life. She's sharing her life with us. I just think that she shouldn't share too much with Gina and Emily. That's just my opinion. So then you see Tamra and Eddie, they're at Cut Fitness, reminiscing about the past and going over the steps and things that need to be done for them to close out their business. And it is sad to see. I mean, it is devastating to lose your business, but one thing they should be proud of, in the fitness business, a lot of fitness clubs open up, they don't even make it a year. Cut Fitness made it 10 years, and they also had to go through the pandemic, so they should be proud of themselves for that. Emily does reach out to Tamra via text message, letting her know how, she's sorry that they're losing their business, but that they should definitely be, proud of themselves. And Tamra says, well, Shannon didn't reach out. You and Shannon are not truly friends yet. You're doing too much. Give her a minute. She'll probably reach out about it. Anyway, her and Eddie go on to talk about Shannon, and Eddie brings up that she drinks too much, and then he makes some kind of comment about the best thing about Shannon is they got to meet David or whatever. Personally, I don't think that Eddie should be in this. I think that Eddie is absolutely trying to help Tamra with her current storyline ideas. Let's bash Shannon. Let's talk about Shannon and her relationship with David. Let's talk about Shannon and her relationship with John. Let's talk about Shannon ghosting Tamra, allegedly. Let's talk about Shannon drinking. This cannot be all you're coming back with. I was excited about Tamra coming back because I thought that Tamra may have grown a little, but this Tamra that we got this episode is same old Tamra. She is acting 12. This is not cute. Don't try to use Shannon's possible issue or alleged alcoholism as your storyline, especially when we see you drink just as much. Honey, listen, Gina has borrowed a boat from a friend and she is having a flamingo party. However, she has come down with the COVID. And so now Emily has to take over the hosting duties. Now, when Emily gets over to Gina's house to pick up the supplies for the party, the decorations, Gina tells her that she had met up with Heather and Shannon was saying that Tamra's not taking any responsibilities, and herein lies some of the problem. You just met up with this girl. You just told her that you were going to move forward and build your relationship, but you're over here talking crap behind her back. That is why you guys never move forward. You're talking about her in a negative way to somebody else who is going to absolutely bring this information back to her, which starts this cycle all over again. If you have something that's still on your mind about your friendship that you are not happy with, bring it to Tamra, not the rest of the girls in the group. Come up with a storyline. Come up with something else to talk about. Now, when Heather shows up at the boat, it cracked me up because she says, how are we supposed to get on the boat? And Emily says, just jump on. I said, oh, hell to the no, not me in my nice pink outfit and my high heels. I have to jump on the boat. And I be damned, they had to jump on the boat. That is a no, ma'am. I could slip and fall. I need my hips. I do have to say they all looked beautiful in pink. They did. They were pretty in pink. Not Molly Ringwald pretty, but pretty in pink, you know. Anyway, Taylor is back, and she was also beautiful in pink. When Shannon arrived, Tamra told her that she looked really beautiful. Now, I don't know if that was edited or not, but Shannon didn't say thank you. I said, oh gosh, this is not starting off well. Now, here's where the craziness begins. The girls are all sitting there having drinks, talking and laughing, and someone asked Jen about her family, and she starts to tell them the story of her finding, adopting, falling in love with her little Dominic. And Shannon, totally oblivious to what the hell is going on around her, starts screaming, is that John's son? Oh my gosh. The whole time this woman is trying to tell her story, Shannon is trying to wave down another boat, find out if that's John's son. I mean, throughout the entire thing, I said, damn, this is so rude. It's disrespectful and it's crazy. And the thing about it is I knew right then she has no idea what the hell it is that she's doing right now. The thing about it is, if you really did think that that was John's son in the boat, you did hear this lady talking and you seen the rest of the ladies listening. So why didn't you just say, I am so sorry. I'm going to go over here and see if I can see who's on this boat. I'm sorry. Or, something. It was just really weird the entire time. So that lit some kind of ignition with Tamra, where she felt it was her business to get involved. How rude is she? Oh my God, I can't believe this. Oh my gosh, this is how she is. She's so selfish. She only cares about herself. Oh my goodness. I mean, come on. You are also interrupting at this moment. Allow this woman to finish her conversation. This is crazy, right? So, Jen is thinking, this is ridiculous. How is it possible that she doesn't realize she's interrupting me? Jen was getting a little upset too and believing that this is who the real Shannon is. Then later we see Taylor tell Heather that she's got an acting job. I said, oh my God, is it Sharknado 80? Anyway, she asked Heather for a little advice, a little help. She wants Heather to go with her to her acting coach. And I have seen a couple projects that Heather has done, and she's not a bad actor. I've seen worse actors on the General Hospital. Now listen, I'm not going to name any names, but there are a few actors on General Hospital, and I just want to know whose couch was they on? And can they tell me? Because I'd like to be on the General Hospital. Anyway, I'm just saying, some of them actors are really bad. So anyway, we see Emily talking to Tamra, trying to give Tamra a little advice about her relationship with Shannon. And I said, oh, hell no. Emily has fooled some of you, but she has not fooled me. And this is just my opinion. We're all entitled to it. But no, Emily is a shit starter. If you look at all the seasons that Emily has been on this show, she is really good at sitting there pretending that she cares about a person and giving them advice and getting information from them, then going back to the other person and relaying all of the information. And sometimes she doesn't relay it in the context in which it was given. I don't trust her. I would not tell her a damn thing, and I would not accept her advice, period. Now listen, is the woman beautiful? Yes. Emily is a gorgeous woman and her hair is amazing. I would take hair advice from her, but that's about it. No, ma'am. Emily, I don't love it. I don't like how you like to keep up a whole bunch of stuff. Now, the next thing you know, all hell breaks loose. Tamra is season 12, season 14, Tamra all over again. The screaming and the hollering. Shannon tried to apologize to Jen for, over talking her, interrupting while she was telling her story once Emily brought it to Shannon's attention. She said, Shannon, Jennifer was telling us a very serious story about her son and you interrupted. Shannon said, oh, she was totally oblivious to this. She looks over at Jen and she gives an apology. Tamra jumps in and starts acting like a complete idiot, screaming and hollering. She's yelling at Jen. She's yelling at Shannon, threatening to jump over the boat. I mean, girl, I know your grown ass is not doing this. Now, these women are all over the age 55, except for Gina, I believe. No, ma'am, you're too grown for this. To me, it was the same Tamra, same BS. She was annoying the hell out of me. Shannon was wrong for what she did, but Shannon did try to apologize. Listen, I know that Tamra is happy to be back on the show, but if you are going to use this as your storyline, I'm bored. Not only that, you're acting unhinged. There's a lot of things that Shannon needs to apologize to Tamra for, but there's more things that Tamra needs to apologize to Shannon for. And if you're not going to sit down like a grown-up and make those apologies and try to do better, we don't want to hear about it. Find something else to talk about. All that screaming and hate talk that you were doing with Shannon is not called for. That is the same Tamra. Same Tamra. You know, Heather was interrupting Emily when she was trying to talk to Tamra. And I don't know if she's just jealous that Emily is talking to Tamra, or was she jealous that Tamra was talking to Emily? I don't know. You know, Heather seems to need a friend. She wants a friend. You know, Gina's got the COVID, so she can't be up under Gina. Listen, my advice would be, Tamra, come up with a storyline. Shannon, let go of whatever this is that you have for Tamra. Either be friends or don't. Jen, stop letting them get into your marriage business. Okay, don't share it with Gina and Emily. I'm just saying. Anyway, peeps, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.